we want you to think about steady regeneration. In other words, continual refueling. So if you're in a place where there's no resistance, so that the energy is flowing to you and through you, to you and through you, to you and through you, you could be tireless. The reason that people want to rest is because they are seeking relief from resistance that they do not understand that they are introducing. In other words, if you accept that you are an extension of Source and that there is a trajectory that law of attraction is responding to. In other words, the reason that energy moves is because of the intention that you hold that is summoning. The reason that there is a perpetual, never-ending life force flowing to you and through you is because Source within you is continually being regenerated by the desires that those like you establish in this time-space reality. So here, the non-physical part of you exists in non-physical. This part of you comes forth, you and all of the others. You explore, know what you don't want, and launch rockets of desires. The duality that sometimes you want to use those words is the impetus of the perpetual motion that is the perpetual eternal life that we are all about. So you're launching the rockets, and the Source within you then receives that, holds the vibration of it, and law of attraction responds now to that vibration. Get that? So there is this energy that is potentially available to you at all times, depending upon what your relationship is with this energy source. Now, your willingness to participate in the contrast of this time and place is the beginning of that momentum that then Source holds and calls you to. So the very fact of your existence here in this time-space reality means that some willingness to play in that resistant energy for the purpose of the promotion of true desire, it's essential to the whole of the way all of this goes round. Tired is too much emphasis on contrast and not enough allowing of the energy flowing. It's a human condition of believing that in order to find a solution, you've got to burrow deeper and deeper into the problem. It's an imbalance between step 1 and step 3. That's what tiredness is. A little bit of it keeps the perpetual motion of eternity going. In other words, without contrast, there's no asking, and without asking, there's no new attraction. And so contrast is essential to the eternalness that we all are. But you all are making too much of a lifestyle out of finding the problem and wrestling it to the ground and killing it. So think about the things that you are acknowledging about where you are. I'm tired, I get fatigued, I can only go this far, I need more naps. In other words, you're perpetuating that, you're holding firm to a vibration or a point of attraction that is contrary to the point of attraction of your Source. So instead of being the eagerness that you really seek, you experience the fatigue that you don't seek by your awareness of the fatigue that you don't seek. Law of attraction is just yielding to you. And there are so many who say, well, you got to face reality. In other words, I'm not the spring chicken that I once was, and blah, 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 blah. You have so much realism, so much justification for where you stand. But we're not having any of it because we know about eternal energy. We know about infinite intelligence. We know about the energy that's being called to you. And we know that if you could release the justifications that you are clinging to explain why you're not just going with that flow, you would go with that flow more and more and more. So rather than thinking about eagerness and fatigue, instead of thinking of those two words that are more difficult for you to focus upon, focus instead on clarity and confusion. Clarity and confusion, because it's the same thing. One is resistance and one is flowing. And think about how clarity, you don't say, well, some of you do, but it isn't accurate. Now that I'm older, I'm not as clear. I don't have as much clarity now. So in your humanness, you've been assigning responses to yourself. I'm slowing down now. I'm slowing down. No, you're not. You're slowing yourself down. You're not slowing down. You are perpetually energized. You are continually refueled. There's a never-ending stream. The light that is you is not going out. You're pinching it off with statements that don't allow the energy to flow, but that's all that it is, you see. And so we're not so much encouraging you to say different things, because the universe doesn't hear what you say anyway. It responds to what you really mean. And sometimes when you try to say words that sound different than the words you've been saying, it's just because you're trying to overcome where I now am. And trying to overcome where you now are will hold you where you are longer than anything else. The harder I try, the more I get in my own way. And so we don't want you to try to be energetic. We want you to just accept that it's energy flowing and that you can allow more of the energy to flow, and it will translate into clarity. It'll translate into fun. It will translate into really good timing. It will translate into physical conditions. It will translate into balance. It will translate into vitality. It will translate into dexterity. It will translate into flexibility. It will translate, it will translate, it will translate, because the cells of your body aren't old. They keep regenerating. They are new. Your body has the potential of being as young and as vital as it has ever been, you see. You don't have old cells. You don't have old cells. You just have an old attitude about your new cells. Y'all are just getting started. This is the beginning. You're pushing the reset button. Everything that has been has led you to now, and now who you now are is as vivid and as clear and as delicious as you decide you want it to be. You see, you are the boss of you.